What is going on, everyone? My name is Boit, and I'm back with some more Age Mythology, the Titans action, spawning in the top of the map in the blue color, playing as Odin. His name is Suppe. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Set. His name is Mrboat. The map is Savannah. This is a best of 3 with the loudest car I've ever heard going past my house. Might have been a motorcycle. I don't know if you guys picked that one up or not. But best of 3 for the Voobly Champions League. Mrboat coming into the league from the challenges portion, I think from last season, was he? I can't remember. Was he in the challenge? Either way, Mrboat, an extended edition player. This guy came through extended edition, got really, really good at this game, and now shows everyone the business. So you can too. If you guys are watching these games being like, man, I could never be that good at this game. You could totally be that good at this game. All you got to do is put the time in and get there. His opponent as well. This is Suppe. Suppe's been around. A big bowl of soup. You know how it is. He's been around for a long time and was one of the best Norse players from memory. Like, I don't know when it was, back in like 2006. I can't remember when he was around, to be honest. But he's come back and he is raring to show people the business during the lockdown times. Age Mythology, such a fun game to be played by all people. And bought by everyone because everyone loves this game. Apparently, Boat played on ESO, but I don't believe it. Suppe played on ESO. Apparently, his name is WNX Keys 44. Okay. I'll stand corrected. You can believe what you want to believe, you know? If the science says that the vaccine works, you believe what you want to believe. No, you're wrong, but believe it. Anyways, onwards and upwards. We have the relic here, the monkey head. I'll give you 3 monkeys. I hate that relic. Scales of Quintuple Pass, negative 20% myth unit crush damage, or vulnerability, I should say. So, what are these players going to do? What I would love to see from Mrboat in this game is some form of Anubis play. Anubis is so strong on this map because you get those Anubites and you can run in and you can just push off hunt. And you can then go spears and get really, really aggressive. Odin does have access to Great Hunt onto these goat here. Looks like he used it, or has used it. Has he used it? Yeah, he's used it on something. Must have been on the Rhino and some of the goat, 7 goat here. And all the other idea is you go Ptar and you steal your opponent's goat and then go aggressive as well. You can also go for 2 town center plays. Less good because if you're booming against the Norse, essentially you have to hit a timing. Otherwise Ragnarok comes and it's really hard for you to defend. Kind of-ish. We'll see how these guys go. I'm honestly surprised to see Mrboat going for Set when he's actually an Odin main. Though, I mean, given the amount of time these players have put into the game, there's really no excuse. You should be able to play at least more than one god at a high level. And we'll see how he goes with this set here. He's going lots of villagers on to gold here, and he's advancing through Tar for 438. Obviously looks like a second town center is on the way, but I don't like any of... Maybe this one's not so bad. This one's not so bad. Close to this gold mine, close to some trees. And we'll see if he goes for it or not. We still don't see a classical age from Suppe. I tell a lie. There's Freya. Okay. He's actually going first. He's actually going to the classical age first. So, eating his giraffe that he's so graciously stolen. A zebra over here. We've actually got double priests here by... Triple priests here from Mrboat. Looks like he's going for a shifting sands play. Did he get out his upgrade? He does have Hands of the Pharaoh already. So Hands of the Pharaoh is a technology you can now grab in the classical age. And there's the Wadjet and the army. We'll see a vision onto this. Let's check out Mr. Boat's base here, see where he sees. He only sees these things here, so he has to go after these villagers, and he does shift onto them. Going to be taking down one villager. Going to be taking down two villagers. He should get one villager here, and he does manage to get that one. So two villagers with the shift. Maybe even take down the ox cart as well. The villagers jumping out of there, going back into home. Doesn't manage to pick off that villager there, and now he's going to be retreating away. Big win there by Mr. Boat, but he has had to invest quite a lot of resources into doing it, and he's got not quite enough resources to get the town center up. He's throwing the armory up, so he may just decide to go straight for the next age. And Soup's just a little bit behind now. 15 gatherers to 18 laborers. So we'll see how he goes. There is a random zebra here just chilling, going to be attacking the Valkyrie who's running through. And we see he does spot this. You have to delete this zebra, and he does do so. Nice play from Mr. Boat to keep that one alive, and then he's going to be able to eat that. Going to be dumping the gold in. Looks like he's going for a one town center heroic age here, moving over onto these giraffe. He's just a little bit more gold in the back. He has thrown down a barracks, making some spearmen. Interesting to see the spearmen. He's going to attempt to get some raids from them. He is an extended edition player, and Set does enjoy some, not just Set, but Egyptian enjoys the unit Kopesh. And you build 5 Kopesh, and it costs you 300 resources to build them, or 375 with the barracks as well. The spearmen, on the other hand, cost like an extra, is it an extra 10 resources in total? An extra 10 resources in total. So you're looking at 350 resources to make 5 spearmen and then go raiding with them. And we see that Soup's already got a ton of units here. He's also got these relic monkeys, which on the surface seems like a good idea to have in your army, but this army should be moving at 4.2 speed. Instead, it's moving at 3.3 speed. So it's almost a full speed slower. So we'll see how this is going to go. The units running in here, going to have to fight against the spearmen who are defending this food very, very nicely here. The priests immediately targeting down the Valkyrie. Need to get that Pharaoh to help out fighting this one. The spearmen going to be retreating back, dodging all this stuff. The laborers have to retreat here. Looks like the Wadjet going to be going down instantly here if the Herso decide to turn onto it. The priests do fall. We've got a Pharaoh coming around the back, looking like he's going to try and retreat back as well. Mr. Boat losing a lot of his units though. The Herso taking these down. We see a... hate this forest fire. This happens way too much. Imagine a forest fire here. Kill off the house. Open this location up. Ugh, you hate to see it. He's even just going to bait the tree. He's going to walk straight in there. He's coming back to the food. There's like no way for him to... Oh, Soupy boy. You're getting baited, my friend. What can you do? I see the Pharaoh coming back over here. These units chilling for the time being. The raiding cavalry going to be looking for something to do. Mr. Boat going to get this food in. Click advance to the next stage very, very shortly. Though he does have a monument. He's got 17, 18 favor. So a little bit of favor. Villagers coming over to build a mining camp over here. Nepthy's on the way. Second town center for Soup at the 8-minute mark. We'll see how that's going to go. The villagers kind of need to move over onto this gold mine. You need 300 gold to get the Migdol up, plus another 75 or so for the siege works to get going. We do see some spearmen getting built in order to deal with the raiding cavalry of Soup. These villagers getting targeted down though. And yet again, imagine forest fire here, and then the forests are really, really bad for Mr. Boat, but doesn't go for it. He does get one villager kill though. That's going to slow Mr. Boat down a lot, because now he has to move over here instead of onto this one and rebuild that lumber camp, which does take 27 seconds as well. With one village, obviously with more it takes less time, but you don't want to build them with all the villagers because that's slower in terms of total resources gathered. But anyways, finishing off there, we're seeing Soup. Is he still building military? He's cut his military, looking like he's trying to get to the next stage, just pumping out what looks to be just pumping out villagers here. There's the Migdol stronghold coming up. This is not going to be able to be denied. And even if it is, ancestors can come down to hold on to this. We do see a market coming up as well for Mr. Boat. It's in a decent position considering the forests are here, but you could chuck it over here. This one's just a little bit safer for the short term, and then he'll fix it up a bit later, I assume. Crocodiles are set coming in. He's got the Scorpion Man. We do see this. The Raven's going to get sniped. But Super's after the Heroic Age right now. Starting to see some Chariot Archers coming through. Another Longhouse coming down. More villagers coming out for Soup. Getting very close to the next age. He's still got a couple of Giraffe left. Moving up onto this gold mine. There's no real solid gold mines for Soup, but he's got a lot of decent ones. Like, here's decent, over here's in the middle of nowhere, but it's away from everything, so maybe you're not going to get attacked there. So in that way, it's decent. The wall's coming up, which is nice. Trying to see some cavalry chariot archers coming through. It's a lot of food. Mr. Boat's economy is really struggling here for some reason. You can see Soup is actually overtaken on the Gatherer account, because even after losing 2 villagers in the early game, so either Mr. Boat had some issues producing villagers in this game, or simply put, this second town center is kicked into gears super fast. And I think it's the earlier of the two. Maybe Mr. Boat's had some issues producing villagers, and now Scardy is coming through. That's going to allow Mr. Boat to just catch up. Well, not catch up, but stay equal on villagers just a little bit. But Norse economy so very strong. These dwarves gathering so fast. 1.09 gold. It's like a full upgrade over the Greek villagers, which are supposed to gather the fastest of the 3 civs. So it basically starts with free pickaxe every single game on those gatherers. Now seeing the push in, there's the Heroic Age. Looks like the army's turning around. Camo retreating away. See the throwing axemen going down here. A couple of priests are falling. Frost Giant coming in. Can help pick off more units. You need a lot of priests here to deal with this. We don't see funeral rites just yet. Medium Spearman Shadoof coming in for Mr. Boat. He's got 19 favor, so he's got enough for the funeral rites to deal with the Frost Giant spam. But Super's just picking off units so well right now. We'll see how this goes, but it's looking like Mr. Boat's got his walls up so he can retreat well. He's got Migdol's stronghold here. He's going to try and fight underneath this. Pick off some units, but he doesn't actually manage to get too many. And now there's no possibility of a timing push here. Staying one town center. We've got this entire area over here scouted. Even Soup grabbing the giraffe for himself. There were probably Mr. Boats over here. Now a hill fort going up in Mr. Boat's face. And we have to see what Soup wants to do here. Is he going to go for an extra town center? Looks like he's going for some raids, but there's not really much to raid over this side. Ooh, I tell a lie. Maybe he's sniffing out the town center because Mr. Boat's score might have dropped. Raiding cavalry coming over here, checking out what's going on. Go and attack the house, but there's already Scorpion Men here, plus the medium spearmen. The Frost Giants chilling for the time being. Unintended. I didn't mean that. The siege towers coming over. The raiding cavalry coming around the back. You could frost this actually, and you get a big win. See the Frost Giants targeting this down. Still no funeral rites. We got heavy infantry coming in and copper weapons for Soup. More units falling. We even got some Huskar in order to take down these chariot archers. Really nice play from Soup. Nice control, forcing Mr. Boat into difficult fights. Now Soup taking down the gate, going in here. We see the chariot archers taking down some Herser. This gate does go down. Well played by Soup. There's the ancestors. We're going to see the army stay away from this and attempt to bait out a half-baked Frost. And see if he can do it or not. Still no Frost being cast. Now the army coming back in. These minions just all dying here. Even gets the freeze over on that Scorpion Man. There's the Frost from Soup. And now all of these units are just going to be falling so quickly. Or maybe not falling, but it's going to be tough. Now the chariot archers have found the gold mines. 3 chariot archers going after that. But I think Mr. Boat, Suppe will notice this one as soon as they start firing. Or maybe he won't. Oh, no, he sees it. Dwarves turn around, start shanking him. Dwarves with the extra HP as well. Really tough to kill them. Now we've got raiding cavalry coming over here as well. Chariot archers attempting to take down some of these dwarves. Does manage to take down one. Frost giants taking down houses, pushing in. We still not see funeral rites. Still no funeral rites. This is the biggest difficulty 4th set. Is these priests, they don't do a lot of damage. Look at how they tank so much. These are heroes. They're supposed to deal tons of damage. But the 69% pierce armor is just too much. Suppe not controlling them at this point though. Should be retreating them back if he can. And you do finally see funeral rites coming in. But it's just too little too late at this point. Now Suppe is just rolling over Mr. Boat. We've got some raids coming over here. We've got the three raiding cavalries to just harass. There's a couple of really low HP villagers here as well. We do see him spot them. The villagers do turn around and start fighting this. Suppe not paying attention. Look like he's probably going to lose these raiding cavalry, but not before a bunch of villagers do go down as well. It's a nice play there if the by Mr. Boat to push back, but now the Mrboat stronghold looks like it's going to go down. Nice use of the special abilities there by Suppe in order to pick off those villagers and the chariot archer, not allowing them to get away. The priest coming over looking like they're going to attempt to snipe some units here. It's just so strong. Mr. Boat's just so far behind. We've got shaft mine, carpenters, fortified town centers for Suppe here. The raids trying to come from the chariot archers, but Suppe is just moving around with his dwarves, being nice and safe. He could come over here and be ridiculously safe if he wanted to. Mrboat stronghold on this side now as Mr. Boat is swapping sides of the map. Chariot archer going after the ox cart. Probably going to be able to deny the shaft mine, but it looks like maybe he will. He's looking close. And this, yep, the ox cart does go down. We'll see if another ox cart is instantly built. It is, but it's in a fortified town center currently being researched, so it's going to be tough. But the Frost Giant does manage to pick off one of those chariot archers. The Huskar cannot catch up to these, neither can the dwarves, so the chariot archer is going to get away for now. One temple does go. Look at all these Frost Giants. If you got these 2 low HP Frost Giants and you get Rhyme out, which you can afford right now, then these 2 Frost Giants go up to 249 HP, 224 HP. Instead of dying right here. Would be a really smart upgrade to get, but he's not going for it. Now the Frost Giants coming in. Freezing a villager. Does so much damage. There are some axemen in here, but look, now the funeral rites is here. Now you can see the Frost Giants' HP going down very, very fast. Much, much better. Now these Frost Giants are a lot less of an issue. Very low HP one goes down, and the next one come down very, very fast as well. And Suppe has to retreat back. And basically Mr. Boat needs to get out some form of army that deals with raiding cavalry or Jarl Huskar. Really difficult army comp to deal with because you need axemen to kill the Huskar. And you need spearmen to kill off the you basically just have to go spear axemen, I guess, against this army. You can't be building chariot archers because they're just not going to cut it. And he's basically just going pure chariots because he can't afford anything else. Now Suppe's got so much food in the bag. He just needs more gold and to be able to advance to the next stage. And this army just comes in and just chews up the chariot archers so well. And I don't see what Mr. Boat can do here. Third town center is up for Suppe as well. Winter harvest coming in. as the farms are starting to get built. That's so much food in the future for Suppe to feast on. As if Norse's economy isn't strong enough already, getting winter harvest, extra 20% farm gather rate. Absolutely bonkers technology. And we see Rhyme has come through, so we got those Therm Frost Giants. And the priest getting pushed back. So nice play from Suppe to keep this pressure on. He doesn't even need to get this talent center at this point. He's trying to. He's thinking about it. He's got the throwing axeman there to grab it. But at this point, Mrboat just can't deal with the Jarls. They're so strong. 225 HP. Just absolute bonkers units. The Chariot Archers in the back, just trying as they might, but they just so little damage to these units here. And there's so many more just coming as Suppe's just constantly popped. And Mrboat's at 115, not able to get to 130. Like ever here. He still needs more priests to take down the Frost Giants. It's just not working. He has this Pharaoh here, which he definitely should be using to take down the Frost Giants. And he's trying to garrison Micro through the Migdol stronghold. But it's not happening. Well, Frost Giant takes down some Chariot Archers. So pushing the Chariot Archers back, doing their thing. Town Center going up for Suppe now. He's not even worried about the Mythic Age. Just keeps putting pressure on. It's going to be a 180 population really, really soon. Thundering Hooves and heavy cavalry now coming through for Suppe as well. He's just going to have these bonkers strong. What's that extra 20% HP from the base, which is 180? Jesus. Extra 36 HP on these Jarls, I think. Seeing Suppe still trying to push in. He's not quite able to take this Migdol stronghold down, but more longhouses coming in. More villages getting built. He's even got the trade route started. So a Ragnarok here, if he goes there, it's going to be absolutely ending. Game ending. Because it's like, even if he loses it all, he just starts again. No problems. Huskal take down the chariots. Doing their thing. These chariots just do nothing to this army. Mrboat does end up tapping out in this game. Suppe played way too well for him after the shifting sands, which like it did decent damage. He got 2 villager kills. He didn't lose a single unit. Retreated back to his base. I think that instead of the eating the food over here, he should have converted it and brought it home and then eaten it in his base. Rushed Heroic Age and then tried to hit a timing. Instead, he was too late to the Heroic Age, too late to hit a timing. Once Skadi comes in, essentially the only option you have to win is hitting a Horus timing. But not even close to that, basically. And just going mass chariots against Huskal Jarl, it's just not going to cut it. Both these units are at 41% PS armor, 55% PS armor. Just too strong, too much HP, too hard to push back. GG, well played by Suppe, taking the first game. We'll move on to game number 2 very shortly. If you guys are enjoying the games, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.